Oh, okay. I literally just got out of the shower not that long ago, so I apologize for this, but there's so much coming through. I didn't want to lose it. And I'm just going to go right into it with you have to keep yourself right. And that's coming in very strongly. It is time for you guys to really focus, pay attention to keeping yourself balanced, in order, straight, rooted, grounded, however you want to call it. Because what I'm getting is that things are gonna something's about to happen. Something pretty significant is about to take place. For me, usually when I hear the word or see coyote, it is a message from spirit that there is something bad about to happen. And so what I've learned is that before I used to be very scared and fear it, because I knew that whenever coyote would come around, it was something serious. Well, this morning I heard coyote 3 times. Usually it's within a span or a time frame of like a week apart, and I'll hear coyote 3 times within a week. Well, today I heard it 3 times in a row, so I know that spirit's saying, here we go, something is about to really happen now. I'm not saying it to scare you guys, but we've been preparing, and again, I deliver what I get. I'm not always 100% accurate, and that's okay. I just know that I have to trust and deliver this message. If it gets dismantled and it doesn't happen, I think I honestly prefer that, and I prefer that I was wrong, because again, this is something major that I feel is going to happen. So it's what we've been preparing for, and it needs to happen. However, I feel that it is going to be pretty significant, so it's important that we are grounded and that we took the precaution and the steps to be ready for it, as I have been asking you guys to do for a while now. So I just needed to start with this right off the bat, because again, it's coming in and it's coming in pretty strong, and I didn't want to lose it. So with that said, the other thing that's been coming in, or that came in strong yesterday, and then it was validated today through a sister of mine, a soul sister of mine, is Archangel Michael is with us. Well, came in, is guiding me, protecting me and my family, and just really present. It's the angels are somewhat, I'm like just really pumped up right now, so let me slow down. The archangels are who I also call in from time to time when I feel guided to, just like any other spirit guides, spirit animals. The animals have been coming in strong. So Michael, he's a warrior, as most of you already know. He's a warrior who fights light, in the light, and fights evil. And so he's been with us throughout this entire process. Well, he's here, and I'm asking you guys to call upon him as we go through this next process, step, phase of humanity's ascension. And so know that he's here and that he's available, and for you to call upon him and utilize his love, his protection, his energy to guide you guys through this time. As well as, again, I'm sorry, I'm just channeling in the moment, as well as call in your ancestors, call in your own medicine, your own strengths, your own tools. Utilize your tools that you're going to be needing, because again, we're not in practice mode anymore. As I said the last message, this is it, we're in it, and it's intense. Those of you who are intuitive and sensitive, this has been very, very intense and challenging. However, you have been prepared for it. Know that, trust it. This is something that you need to understand and know. So don't go into the fear, don't go into thinking that you can't. In fact, a big part of this message is do not fall back into being complacent. It's not the time to do that, because the snowball has pretty much picked up speed. This is in full action, and we cannot allow ourselves and others to go back into hibernation or being complacent or getting comfortable with this process, because the process itself, it's very easy for us to just become used to something else happening or something more, or this is just another part of the process, and then we no longer take it serious, to where we forget that this is an ongoing battle, a spiritual battle that we need to continue doing work on ourselves, work in the spirit realm and the, you know, clearing the energy. And so Spirit's saying, don't get complacent and continue to use discernment, continue to use all medicines available to you from smudging. I haven't said that for a while, but it's coming in again. It's time to start clearing the energy because a lot is being released. I personally, throughout the night, last week, maybe even 2 weeks, in the nighttime, it is super intense. There's a lot of evil that is running rampant. And in the nighttime, if you're being woken up, just again, protect yourself. Don't go into the fear mode because that's what they feed off of. So have your clearing sprays, whatever it is that you use, your crystals, have all that available to you and utilize it. So that again goes back into do not slow down in sharing information, truth, protection, prayers. All of it is very important till the very end. We're not at the end. We're not at the finish line. There is more to do, and it's just going to pick up intensity because it's coming closer to the end. And just like in a race, right? When you are in a race, even though you're exhausted, you're tired, but that's when you get that burst of energy to come across to the finish line. So although people are exhausted, both end sides, the end is very crucial because that's where you get the you know, second wind or that burst of energy. And so it's very important that we do not let up and that we do not give in. We do not become complacent. I know I keep repeating that, but that's what I'm hearing, and it's very important. And that you don't just allow this to become just a normal thing, because this again is what they want. And so one of the things that they're also doing, very important for you to be aware of, is that they have allowed people, us, you, to believe that by throwing you a bone, they're giving you freedom, or they're giving you a wiggle room, right? It's like, the best way that I can explain it is that they know how to manipulate the people and the mind, and how to trick them into thinking that they're free, and when really what they're saying is you're a slave, and that's why I'm telling you when you can be free. And part of the manipulation is that a lot of people won't even catch it. They'll tell you, oh, you're allowed to do this, and the point of this message is you have to remember, they never had the right over you. You're giving them your power by saying, oh good, we get to do this again. When did you allow them to take away your decision making? So it's very important that you're very cautious with that, because that's part of the manipulation. Part of the programming is that they restrict, and then they say, oh, the mandates are lifted, and if you behave, then we can then do this. And it's almost like, okay, so in reality, this whole time, everybody's been a prisoner and everybody's been complying. And so now you have been tricked to thinking that your master is now giving you freedom so I'm hoping that you're following, because this is very, very important. So just because you're allowed to go back out and they're opening things up, well, it's very important to bring that into people's awareness and attention, that we never gave permission to be locked down. We never gave permission for them to force us to do things with our bodies that we didn't consent to. And so by them saying, oh, if you do this, it's like them just throwing us a bone, but really the shackles are still there. So it's like they just loosen the chains a little bit, or the leash a little bit, but you're really still on the leash. But they're giving you a sense of thinking that you have this freedom now, when again, no. The point is that they don't own us. We have free will, and that we need to make our point that we need to cut all ties, all cords, and break free completely from the system that they have been creating to hold humanity in this prison that they're wanting to create. And it's been a mental and spiritual prison that everybody's breaking out of. So again, very, very important that you're aware of this, and that you continue to share until the majority are awake. And honestly, when I walk out it's just really sad to see that there's a big portion that are completely unaware and they're stuck in this fear, and they just rather close their eyes than to open their eyes and see the truth. So they're not going to, but then there's also the people that have been paying attention and they are coming around, and we want to focus on those people. So it's working. It's been a very slow awakening, but we cannot give up. So just remember that. So yes, again, just make sure that you are protected, that you are smudging, that you are praying. Call upon Archangel Michael, and just keep doing your part. Oh.